Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we're celebrating today. It looks like a good one today. Today is National Hand Roll Day. Yeah, sushi. Okay, Josh, that does not look anything like a hand roll. I mean, that looks like just a piece of sushi right there. Okay, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490 or FM 98.1 video feed, you are seeing pictures. Yes, we do show and tell on Ron Siegel Radio. The national, do you like hand rolls? Do you like the hand rolled sushi? I like them. My wife likes them better. She likes that spicy tuna hand roll. And being that I don't do spicy, it works about perfect because it's a one-person option. And today also, whoa, look at this one. I've beaten anorexia, so I can go here. It's National Fried Chicken Day. So where do you get the best fried chicken? Don't tell me Kentucky Fried Chicken. Give me something like Crack Shack. There's something good along those lines. Haven't been there in a while either. We have to go down there and get some good fried chicken. National Fried Chicken Day is today. Air Traffic Controller Day. Okay, and let's see what the markets are doing today. That's a mixed bag. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 56.7. The NASDAQ is up 367 points. We like that one. Yeah, 367 on the NASDAQ is a good number. 53 is the S&P 500. Oil pretty flat, down 9 cents a barrel. Gold still going down, 27.95. It's down per ounce at 41.42. We're down over $1,000 an ounce from where the highs were just recently. 10-year Treasury flat, 4.48, 4.49. And the mortgage bond, it's up 2 basis points. Again, that one's pretty flat as well. So nothing exciting anywhere on any of those fronts. Let's see what else is going on here. I will admit, and I don't know, I'm not much of a soccer guy. Are you a soccer person? Josh, you following the soccer at all? Okay, of course, they're saying that the betting on this World Cup is going to surpass the betting on the Super Bowl. So we're looking at some serious betting here. And I will admit, I'm not a soccer guy, but I'll be watching at 5 o'clock today, watching the men's U.S. team playing. You got to be, I look at some of these things that are going on around in our country right now. And some of them are downright shameful. You look around and you say how, everybody's always battling with each other. Everybody's fighting with each other. We've got so much polarization. And you look and you see what went on Saturday with the 4th of July celebrations, How could that be not? How could you not be excited with all of those things going on, with everything going on in the world, with the 4th of July events for America's 250th? And then you look and you follow that with, or before that and now, both. We've had all of this World Cup stuff going on. And I can tell you, I have never, ever, well, I can't say that. I am not much of a soccer person. And I can tell you why I say I'm not much. Because that's where the young ones really start out, right? My sons played soccer, albeit briefly. My older grandson played soccer, so I go and watch his games. If you ask me one rule, I couldn't tell it to you. I have no idea what it means when they keep taking these goals off the board when they say that they're offsides. I mean, I have no idea what that means. But it's from a patriotic standpoint that I love watching what's going on in the world of soccer right now. Just strictly from the patriotic standpoint. So I'm rooting for the U.S. Now, I'm going to go there and say it. I don't know about this red card thing that the U.S.'s best player got. Looked pretty incidental to me, especially when I watch soccer. And I think of it through the lens of football, or we just finished the hockey playoffs. Could you imagine a soccer player playing hockey? I mean, those guys flop more than pancakes. I mean, you can't. You look at them and they fall down, and I guess there's a penalty for flopping. I have no. Josh, are you familiar with the rules, Josh? Is there is there a penalty for flopping in soccer? I don't know. Yeah, you watch it. So Josh looks like he's in about the same boat as me. You know, he's not as old as I am, but I think that he might be old enough that soccer was probably just forming when he was younger. Do kids play soccer? No, his kid. Well, think about it. It's soccer season right now. He's in Vegas, and it's probably 150 degrees outside. I don't know if the kids are going to be out there playing soccer at all in this kind of weather. But, you know, we're going to be watching and rooting for America. And, you know, I don't know the rules. I don't care about the rules. I mean, you got to follow them, obviously. But if you're not rooting for America and you're in America, why? I mean, especially now, I mean, I know that we've got a lot of people from Mexico and Southern California. Mexico's out. So who else are you going to root for? Just throw that out there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, what does buying or selling a home give back to your community? 5 money basics schools never taught you, cost you thousands every year. And use your car for work, and your personal auto claim could be denied. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. We'll be back in just a very short minute.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452. You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's...
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by rsrloans.com, rsrloans.com. And every day this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry calculator from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They don't tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They only tell us the number you put in your mortgage calculator to determine your principal and interest payment. If you don't have a mortgage calculator, shame on you. rsrlinks.com/calculators. rsrlinks.com/calculators. What did rates do on Thursday? Last business day. We were off on Friday to celebrate or to start celebrating Independence Day, and it went all the way through the weekend. Conventional 30-year fix down 6.463. Jumbo 30-year fix down 6.469. FHA 30-year fix 6.317. That was up. VA 30-year fix 6.052. That was down. And the USDA 30-year fix 6.212. That was down. Now, why is all this happening? Well, last week I can tell you why it happened, because we got a very soft jobs report. And if you didn't catch it, we put out the end of every week, we put out a very comprehensive report on we call it the weekend update. If you didn't get your copy, if you didn't see it, rsrlinks.com/WUC. rsrlinks.com/WUC. And we use the WUC as the weekend update for consumers, because we have a version that we also put out for the professional community. Because they should understand things that are a little more technical. So rsrlinks.com/WUC. Let's see what's going on with the markets today. So we've got the S&P 500 is up 53.81. We've got oil down 35 cents per barrel. We like that. Yeah, down 35 cents a barrel. And that means gas prices, do we want to look at them? Well, not right now. But let's take a look and see what's driving this. The 10-year Treasury's down about a half a basis point, 4.48. And we're watching the mortgage bond up 2 basis points. Remember, bond up, rates down. 2 basis points doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. Oil prices, I did tell you, are lower. That has a big effect on inflation, so that's why we watch it so closely. Oil's down 32 cents a barrel at 68.45 per barrel. It's a forecast to head even lower. Oil is flowing through the Strait of Hormuz, and OPEC Plus announced that they're going to increase production levels. Goldman Sachs forecasted there could even be a glut of supply and that oil prices may head to $60 a barrel. Yeah, we like that idea. So oil prices, again, almost back at the pre-war levels, retracing 98% of the rise. Yet gasoline has only come back 46%, and 10-year yields have only come back down 30% from their highs. Remember, gasoline prices rise very quickly and oil moves higher, but they come down much more slowly as gasoline prices continue to fall and it works its way through the inflation reports we receive. Yields should also start to come down. And let's take a look at it. $3.80 is the national average for a gallon of gasoline right now. With our increase in taxes on the 1st of July, $5.38 is the current average for the state of California right now. Another issue, the Fed last Fed meeting was read as more hawkish, mainly because the dot plots chart went from forecasting 2 rate cuts to 1 rate hike. Another reason that yields have been slower to move back to pre-war levels. The markets are programmed to price in the dots, but Warsh omitted his and tried to downplay their relevance. Additionally, Warsh said that inflation risks and expectations have come down at the global central banker meeting last week. He does not appear to be someone who wants to hike. It didn't help that last week, Cleveland Fed President Beth Hammack soured the bond market by saying that she thought lower oil prices would be inflationary, which was perplexing. She also said higher oil prices are inflationary. So I guess oil is meaningless, because if they go up, inflation goes up. If they go down, inflation goes up. So what value is there in tracing oil? I think that we get back to the same point that I've said. I used to use this commentary about Jerome Powell, but it could be that maybe Hammock is taking over.
Such an idiot.
Yeah, she is probably an idiot. At this morning, ex-Fed President James Bullard spoke to the media and really embodied a lot of what Warsh wants to change at the Fed. He loved the media attention, that would be Bullard, when he was the Fed president, and still does. He's looking at old data, dismissed productivity from AI, even though he saw what the internet did, and he's talking about a huge inflation problem and not acknowledging the drop in oil, calling for rate hikes. Okay, so, it just gives you an idea of where these Fed people are. Maybe Warsh can educate some of them, hopefully. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by rsrloans.com, rsrloans.com. Let's see, I think we've Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrwealth.com, rsrwealth.com. So here's a question that can cost you an entire insurance claim. When does your personal car stop being personal? For a lot of people, the answer is the day they start using it for work, and they never see it coming. I am Ron Siegel, Certified Liability Advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Today, we're talking about the fuzzy line between your personal care or your personal car and a commercial vehicle, and why crossing it by accident can wreck your finances. As a certified liability advisor, my whole job is helping you spot the risks that can quietly undo your wealth. And this is one of the sneakiest ones out there. Here's the setup. You own a car. You cover it with a normal personal auto policy. You feel protected. But if your insurance company decides you are using that car for business, they can deny your claim, not reduce it, deny it. You pay the premiums for years, and at the one moment you need the coverage, it's not there. Let me give you an example. Picture a homeowner with a house worth $648,000 and a car they drive every day. On the weekends, they start picking up rideshare fares to earn extra income. Good idea. But the moment that car is being used to provide a service for a fee, the insurer may treat it as a commercial vehicle. If there is an accident during a fare, the personal policy may not pay. Now, that homeowner is staring at repair bills, medical bills, and liability all out of pocket. That's a hit to your liquidity you never planned for. So what actually counts as business use? Your insurer may treat your car as commercial if you use it to pick up or deliver goods, provide a service for a fee, travel between work locations, or visit client sites. It can also count if the car is titled to a business, rented or leased to others, fitted with special equipment like a plow, or driven for both work and personal use on a regular basis. Now, here's the good news. If you only use your car for business once in a while, it may still be covered under a personal policy. But you usually have to tell your insurer that when you apply. The mistake people make is staying quiet, assuming it will be fine, and finding out the hard way. So what does this mean for you? It means the smartest move is the simplest one. Describe exactly how you use your car, both personal and business, and let a trusted insurance agent guide you to the right policy. A 5-minute conversation now can save you from a 5-figure loss later. That's a strategy beats rate always. The goal is not the cheapest policy. The goal is the policy that actually pays when you need it. I want to be clear about my role. I do not sell insurance. I am a mortgage and liability advisor. But protecting your wealth means making sure every part of your financial life is covered. So I keep a short list of trusted insurance agents. I am happy to refer you to any one of them. And if you want a simple way to see your whole financial picture, your income, your spending, and where a surprise could hurt you, start with your budget and your next steps. Go to rsrlinks.com/keysteps. That's rsrlinks.com/keysteps. It's a free tool that helps you track your money and your goals so nothing blindsides you. That's rsrlinks.com/keysteps. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Thanks for listening to the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrwealthbuilder.com, rsrwealthbuilder.com. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, what does buying or selling a home give back to your community? And the 5 money basics school never taught you. cost you thousands every year. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. What buying or selling a home gives back to your community. That is our subject today. Buying or selling a home is a big financial decision. Right now, it feels even bigger. Inflation is high, costs are high, and you want to be sure the timing is right before you make your move. But if you decide to go for it, whether you're buying or selling, here's something reassuring to hold on to. Not only does your move change your own life, but it also gives your whole community a boost. Real estate is a huge part of the economy. In 2025, it had added up to about $5.6 trillion, according to the National Association of Realtors. A good share of that comes from everyday people buying and selling homes just like you. Your move puts real money into the local economy. Every sale sends money flowing through your area. NAR data shows that buying an existing home, one that's already been lived in, adds about $64,000 to the local economy. Buy a newly built home, and that number climbs to more than $134,000. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you are seeing a chart of the economic impact of a typical home. And remember, these are national numbers. Here in Southern California, numbers might even be higher. Over half of that comes from the work of building the home itself. The rest flows to real estate services like agent and lender fees, plus what you spend settling in afterward on things like furniture and remodeling. And the money doesn't stop there. As local businesses earn it, they spend it again in your area. So a single sale ripples further than the sale price alone. Behind every sale is a whole network of people doing their jobs: contractors, lenders, inspectors, movers, and more. When you buy or sell, you help keep them busy. Lawrence Yun, chief economist at NAR, puts it this way, quote, "Increased home sales mean more economic activity. Lawn care, furniture purchases, moving services, mortgage originations, and other related business activities all get a boost," unquote. So your move supports your neighbors' livelihoods too. The deal that gets you into your next home also helps a local crew make payroll. In a year when every paycheck counts, that's no small thing. Your local impact may even be bigger. What your move financially adds to your community depends a lot on where you live. To help you see how it can vary, here's a look at the impact of a typical newly built home sale by state. The national average for a newly built home is about $134,000, but some states see far more. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv or any of our socials, again, you're seeing a chart of the economic impact of a typical new home sale. And if I was about 20 years younger and I had better eyes, I could probably see what it says there for California. Oh, wait a second. I think it's got it in my notes here. In California, you ready for this one? A single sale adds more than $300,000 to the local economy. In Hawaii, it's over $350,000. Even in the most affordable states, the number lands in the tens of thousands. Want to know what a move would mean where you live? A local agent can show you the figure close to your home. Bottom line, moving is both a personal milestone and an investment in your community. So if the time is right for you to let's connect, you'll make a difference for more people than you know. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, the 5 money basics schools never taught you cost you thousands every year and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's...
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free, rsrlinks.com/debt-free. Most of us sat through 4 years of high school math and never used a single quadratic equation again. But nobody gave us even one semester on how money actually works. Then we spend the next 40 years paying for that gap. I am Ron Siegel, Certified Liability Advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Today, I want to walk you through the 5 basics of financial literacy. These are the fundamentals that every financial decision sits on top of. Get these right and everything else gets easier. Get them wrong and you pay for it quietly, month after month for decades. Basic number 1, credit and debt. Debt is like any tool. Used correctly, it can be quite useful. Used incorrectly, it can spiral out of control. I've spent over 4 decades in the mortgage business, and I can tell you the families who win with money are not the ones who avoid debt. They're the ones who manage it on purpose. Here's what most people miss. A single missed payment can stay on your credit report for 7 years. 7 years. That's not a slap on the wrist. That is a long shadow. And your credit score is not just about loans. Landlords check it before renting to you. Some employers check it before hiring you. It's your financial reputation written in numbers. So what does this mean for you? Picture a $655,000 mortgage. The difference between a strong credit score and a weak one could mean hundreds of dollars a month in payment every month for 30 years. That's the price of not paying attention. If you've not checked your credit lately, I can help. Go to rsrlinks.com/FICO. rsrlinks.com/FICO and take a look at where you stand. Basic number 2, interest. Interest is either working for you or against you. There is no neutral. When you borrow, interest works against you. When you save and invest, interest works for you. And compound interest is where it gets interesting. When your account earns interest, that interest gets added to your principal. Then you earn interest on the new, larger balance. The cycle repeats and the growth accelerates. Your money starts earning money, and then that money earns money. This is also why I say strategy beats rate always. The question is not what rate you have on any single loan. The question is how all the interest in your household working for you and against you nets out. That's your household blended interest rate, and it matters more than any one number on any one statement. Basic number 3, the value of time. Time. Let me give you a hypothetical example. Imagine 2 investors, Cindy and Charlie. Each invests $100,000 total. Cindy starts right away putting in $10,000 a year for 10 years at a hypothetical 6% rate of return. Then she stops completely. Charlie waits 10 years, then invests $100,000 a year for 10 years at the same 6%. After 20 years, who has more? Cindy, and it's not close. Her balance ends up nearly twice as big as Charlie's. Same $100,000 invested, same rate of return, nearly double the money. Same $100,000 invested, same rate of return, nearly double the money. The only difference was time. You cannot buy back a decade. The best day to start, 10 years ago. Second best day, today. Basic number 4, inflation. Keeping cash under a mattress feels safe. It's actually a guaranteed loss. If inflation runs a hypothetical 2%, every dollar under that mattress is worth about 98 cents next year. Do nothing and your money quietly shrinks. Inflation also changes how you should read your returns. If your account earned 6% last year, but inflation was 1.5%, your real return was 4.5%. The number on your statement is not the number in your life. Basic number 5, identity theft and safety. One cracked password or one misplaced social security number can undo years of careful money habits. Use a unique password for every account. A password manager can generate and store them so you don't have to remember 75 different logins. This is the least glamorous basic on the list, and it might be the one that saves you the most pain. So where do you start? You start by seeing your whole picture in one place, your credit, your budget, your assets. That's exactly why I offer a tool that does all 3. Go to rsrlinks.com/keysteps. That's rsrlinks.com/keysteps. You get credit monitoring, a budget system, and asset tracking all in one place. It costs you nothing but a few minutes to set up, and it turns these 5 basics from ideas into habits. Financial literacy is not a diploma, it is a practice. Start practicing today. I am Ron Siegel, your Certified Liability Advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Thanks for listening to the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free, rsrlinks.com/debt-free. And hey, if you want to know your debt-free timing, we're coming out probably next week. It's called Debt Done Date. We're going to be looking at Debt Done Date, and that's going to go over the 25 top strategies for getting you completely and 100% out of debt. Mortgage, credit card, auto, student loans, the whole 9 yards. So make sure you keep tuning in. We're going to have that going for you. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.